Hey everybody, welcome to a general read. I got this Crow Tarot deck I've been wanting to use in a reading. All the cards should be in the upright. This is a general read about energies coming in. Shouldn't take too long. I tried to do this earlier today and had a video that was too long. So after 4 hours of uploading it, it was rejected. So I'll try to be quick here. General reads, take what helps you find inner balance and harmony and peace. Leave anything that challenges you or your situation's harmony and balance and peace or your own inner truth aside. It's not for you. As we get going here, we'll cut the deck and then we will take a look at current energy. See what's on the bottom of the deck. These cards are a little stiff. So on the bottom of the deck we have the Seven of Pentacles. So the underlying energy that we see here is the Seven of Pentacles, and this Temperance card wanted to flip over too. So Seven of Pentacles is about hopes deceived, no lasting impact. So you may be at a point inside, kind of like underneath that happy glowy exterior where you're like, you know, I don't really know that I leave anything in this world or do anything of good. Maybe I'm just spinning my wheels, and you know, you have a temperance approach to that also. You're balancing that kind of negative aspect or negative idea about accomplishments in the back of your mind. I mean, all any of us accomplish here is becoming dust again when we're all said and done. So, you know, don't worry about it too much, whatever you're sweating. It is what it is. So, let's see current energy with this as an underlying theme where it's just just feeling it or not feeling it because you're in balance with temperance, or temperance led to that situation. Three of Pentacles. So again, dealing with being a solid creator, maybe prone to impossible goals, but maybe you achieve them. That's why you're prone to all these impossible goals. You're like, you know, I always make the impossible happen, make the impossible possible. You know, it just takes a little doing with magic in action. Make sure you have the cards in the upright still. Sometimes I mess that up. So current energy, what's coming in on this current energy with this hopes to see? Well, there's a solid foundation coming in. Nine of Cups is solid, all about happiness in the long run, a solid foundation. So whatever these worries are, or feeling like you're not accomplishing things, it might just be like, you know, it's a process to accomplish stuff. You can't eat the elephant all in one bite. And, you know, when you're in the middle of a plan, when you're in the middle of doing something, that's often when it's the hardest. What's unknown related to this situation? So around this energy is the Six of Wands, which is all about conquest and triumph. So what's probably unknown to you is whatever plans you've made have resulted in some sort of action. You know, you're going to get to a conquest and triumph, or that's the aspect that's unknown to you, feels unknown to you. And underneath this energy, we have the Two of Wands. So sort of like a balance, but a stubbornness. So maybe you have stubbornness in getting to this impossible dream goal. We also have the King of Cups as an unknown entity, and the Five of Pentacles, which is a lot of work with loss associated with it. So it could be that you put in a lot of work in a situation with a King of Cups sort of energy, that poetic dreamy thing, or maybe that poetic dreamy thing that you were aiming for is this in a stubborn way. You know, you're balanced about whatever this dreamy wish is with a lot of work in it that doesn't ever seem to pay off. And as you get up to it, the Six of Wands, you're still hoping for conquest and victory, but it's, you know, like the energy is you're prone to the impossible. So these may be wishes and dreams that you have that are kind of hidden away in the side about a King of Cups, and you know, you're being stubborn about it, and it's got some loss associated with it. You feel like maybe that loss is a conquest or a victory, getting over this situation, yet it's still kind of in the back of your mind as an impossibility. Let's get a clarification on this Nine of Cups. What kind of things are underneath this Nine of Cups? judgment, so making sound judgments for yourself, for your resources. Oh, a couple of cards flying out here. We have the King of Swords, the World, and the Queen of Cups. So this sort of wary, cautious, and controlled energy can like serve you well in the world as you move on to the universe, up that middle path. And so that cautious and controlled energy balancing out with the Queen of Cups, sort of dreamy, poetic, sometimes coquettish, so being a little coy while also being wary and cautious. That balance moves you through the world, and that's the underlying aspect of you, whatever self-doubts you might have, like I'm not achieving anything but I'm balanced about it, or I'm just doing the best I can. That's all ultimately like a good attitude, even if you have some negative self-talk there, because the balance between the Queen of Cups energy, this feminine, dreamy side, and this cautious, controlled, masculine energy opens you up to the world, gives you sound judgment, perhaps for situations, and leads to this Nine of Cups. Although, you know, there's still some sort of thing like, what's the point of it all? What am I working so hard for? What am I hoping to achieve? Let's get a clarification on this current energy here. Yeah, we got a card popping out, Strength. So really it's just about being strong and recognizing that, like, maybe what you're hoping to achieve, like world domination or recognition on some level, is not really where it's at, and the recognition needs to come by turning inside and creating a flourishing garden. Yeah, being your own empress, creating that abundant, peaceful valley of, you know, a garden of eating, if you will, in that empress power where you've provided for as many needs as you can, and you monitor it, you fly over them, you make sure they're all right. And that gives you strength, ultimately, even if you're worried about some bigger perspective. What's the final outcome here? The Hermit, so taking some time to yourself, seeking that inner wisdom. That kind of goes along with this idea of judgment and temperance that are represented here in the balance between the King of Swords and the Queen of Cups kind of energy to keep yourself open to the world and use sound judgment. Let's double check this Judgment card, the Lovers. So using sound judgment on who you let into your life, who you let a part of it. If there's people who are expressing bad intentions towards you, it's probably not a good idea to hand them out your phone number or something. Certainly not if you're trying to keep a firm boundary with somebody who's got poor intentions that are stated. And, you know, often maintaining those kinds of connections might provide some thrill, but ultimately it's just something you're not going anywhere with. It's not a Ten of Pentacles. It might be a bunch of proposals, and related to those proposals you get some movement, this like heavy, dull, methodical thing going back and forth. And then on the other side we have the Nine of Wands, this unshakable force. So you know, like being firm in your commitment to what you will and will not tolerate, including evasive people in your love life. We'll probably keep that sound judgment in place. Yeah, you might have to start again a bunch, be the fool, if you will. We all have to be a little foolish for love and put trust out there. Hopefully we see respect in that prior to that, but you know, that fool energy can go either way. You can either be foolish or you can be starting a new path, and that new path might involve the Hermit. King of Pentacles is all about being steady and reliable, so by taking time to yourself, you can be steady and reliable, and then when you start a new path on love or whatever, you can do it without illusions like the Eight of Cups provide. It may seem like abundance, you know, you get love bombed at first by somebody, but all they offer is illusion and non-committal actions. As things go on, then, you know, it's really best to take that time by yourself. Balance yourself out, let those things die out that are illusions or that are that false kind of energy. And ultimately, you know, once those ideas and thoughts are gone, your energy's cleared out, that treachery's gone, you stop like looking back at the past and wishing it. You can really see the Two of Cups that are behind you, supporting your world, moving forward, once you're beyond that, to your true Ten of Cups. And we saw the Nine of Cups earlier, so that's good. Ending on the bottom of the deck is the Five of Wands. So getting there is probably going to be some strife and conflict if you're too entangled in situations. You may have too many messages coming back and forth or whatever, then it may take a while to untangle yourself from the strife and conflict those kinds of associations create, but once you're clear, you should be moving towards the Ten of Cups. The Zen Koan card to ponder here, just because it looks like I still have a few minutes of time on this one, so let's get something to ponder as we're thinking about this situation. How we find our inner balance, like what are we accomplishing? Are we just like going through people like rag dolls? The seeds of the past are the fruits of the future. So I think if you're looking at a situation, you're thinking about how people have been in the past, deceptive energies, things like that, it's best to recognize some trees are best cut down. They won't bear good fruit. And, you can always plant a new tree with better roots. Anyway, hope your day is going well. 5/22/2019. So, general read, take what works for you, leave the rest.